What's up, boys? It's time for our Week 8 matchup review. We're going to start off today looking at a major trade. Humongous trade. Lamar Jackson for Emeka Egbuka. Aaron and Will here going for the blockbuster trade. Lamar Jackson for Egbuka. Aaron pulling out all the stops to beat our number one place team. Alex in this matchup here. Hoping that Egbuka goes off like he's prone to do. And Will receiving Lamar Jackson. Will's been making a lot of moves and has a dirty team. We'll check out here in a minute. There was another trade I don't think we covered. Another humongous trade with who else? Will. So Will originally had, let's just call it Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Deadly combo. Puts Amon-Ra on the block. I trade him Quinshon Judkins and Zay Flowers. He turns around, picks up Olave off waivers. Thanks, Drew. Uses Quinshon from that trade off his biggest game and offers them to Grayson for none other than Achane. Unbelievable. So we'll check out that roster. It is quite the roster. Let's get into our matchups here. First, we have myself, the commish. That is week 9. That is not week 8. Against Ryan to Infinity and Bijan. Incredible name. Let's see what we got here. I currently have Jaden Daniels on the bench. He went out last game and is actually listed out for the game this week. So I am starting Daniel Jones. Looks like I still, though, have the edge there. That dude's been going off. Josh Jacobs with his weekly questionable status until game time. Looks like he's got A.J. Brown questionable off that humongous game last week. It's a pretty even matchup here. I'm going with a little different lineup because of bye weeks. Amon-Ra's on a bye, a couple other folks, so I'm starting Addison for the first time. He's killing it. Wayndell's been a lot better, so we're going with this lineup. My only question mark is this RB2, which I can't seem to get out of. Kenneth Walker on my bench on a bye, but even then, it's a rough spot for me. I'm thinking about working something to get something there. Going with Booty, Kittle, Kraft. Oh, double tight ends. Let's go. How about that? Chase Brown and, of course, Bijan. Projected 25. I don't remember the last time I see projected 25. Unbelievable. We'll see how this goes. We're projected with M3, 121 to 118. This has major playoff implications. We're both at 3 and 4. And if you look at the rest of the matchups, there could be a lot of 4 and 4 teams after this, meaning the 3 and 5 team, the loser of this matchup, will be in a very bad spot to make it back into the playoff contention. I know we're 10th and 7th, but this has big implications for that last spot in the playoffs. Big game here. Good luck, buddy. My 30-year friend. Next, we'll move on to some point slinging fools here. Aaron dropping like 160 last week. Of course, Alex dropping numerous high point totals, being our number one team at 6 and 1. Projected 126 to 115, not too bad. Aaron with the trade starting Flacco. Okay, I think there's some. We'll see if that works out. Jamar Chase and Egbuka on the same team. That's crazy. Rolling with Shakir in the flex here with K-Dot at tight end. Mondre and DeAndre Swift. Not a bad combo there. And then, of course, of these fools. 2 top 10 running backs on the same team. Wild. The number 2 quarterback. The number 3 tight end. The number 4 kicker. Just all around killing it. Debo and Judy, that's interesting. You must have some bye weeks here with Brian Thomas Jr. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see how this one goes. They are giving the nod to Alex, but you never know with Aaron. He could just show up and drop 170 on you without any notice. So we'll be watching that one. Next, we have Jake and Eric. 14-point total differentiation here. I saw Jake working the waivers, working that free agency. Let's get that going. Projected 107, which is not terrible. Any of these players could go off. You do have Trevor Lawrence on a bye week and some questionable players there. Dak's been killing it. Breece Hall's supposed to get better. You're in a similar situation with me at RB2, not too great. Devontae's going off. Juwan could at any time. Oh, you have Travis Kelce, Calvin Ridley here, so that could work out for you. Then Eric rocking some pretty good players as well. Charger dependent, that's okay. Ferguson's been going off, the number 1 tight end. Look at that. A couple of top 10 receivers and quarterbacks here. Projected 14. Another big playoff implicator. If Eric is able to win, he'll be 4-4. If not, he'll be 3-5. Drop into that spot. Same for Aaron. It's 4-3. If he ends up losing this one, it'll be 4-4. So there may be a lot of 4-4 teams. Which brings us to this bad boy. Another banger. Grayson and Drew. Okay. The Christway Youth Pastor Battle Royale. At 113.5 and 114. Projected within a point. 9th and 6th. If he wins, he goes 4-4. If he loses, he goes 4-4. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of 4-4 teams fighting for that 6th spot. If Drew ends up winning, he'll be 5-3, putting some separation there between 6th and 7th. So you'll have Drew at 5-3 with like 4 or 5 teams that are 4-4 all fighting to get in. Caleb Williams, this is post trades, so he's rocking Adunze, Judkins, Merritt, Metcalf, Olave, and Caleb Williams. He could have a lot of folks go off. You never know. And then Drew, I think, is plagued with bye weeks. And Puka's actually out. So his best player's out. But he's rocking Dobbs, Sutton, and Mason. Could be good. Vidal and Kamara. And then, of course, Mahomes this year is lighting it up. So let's see what happens. Ryan and Andrew, commission into infinity and beyond. Grayson and Drew, the Drew Tank Clan, Jesus Gospel Guardians. Huge playoff implications. Keep watching it. All right, then we got the Waterboy and Dylan. Dale and Dylan. Here we go. I think, yeah, Genty. Okay, so he's plagued with bye weeks. Gibbs, Harrison, Sam Darnold, also plagued with bye weeks here. But rocking Josh Allen, Drake London, Justice. I mean, he picked these up off waivers. You couldn't have done much better. Not bad at all. Projected 101 versus 111. Let's see if you can catch him, bro. You might be able to catch him on this bye week thing that's going on. See what happens. Don't quit. Keep it going. If Dale does drop to 5-3, like I said, playoff implications galore. And then we just got the bad boys in town, Blake and Will. Blake just dropping points every week. I think, yeah, his tight end is out, the number 2 tight end. His quarterback's been out. And Devontae Adams is out. So you're catching him on a good week to maybe pick him off here. Still projected 126 against the projected 133, and this was the team I was telling you about, the Trade Meister himself. Look at this roster. Lamar Jackson, James Cook, Rashad White, Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers, Fannin, Achane equals the Will Lutz. This is like when you pull up to like a 3v3 basketball tournament and you just know those dudes in the corner are bad just by looking at them. This is what we're looking at here. We'll see what happens. Projected 133. Of course, last week, if you remember, Blake and I were both projected 130. I scored 98, and he dropped 168. So I guess the total's around the same, but not a fair point differential there. So that's what we got. Those are our matchups. Let's check the standings so I can show you this again. Remember that 4-4 slot, man. 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. 3-4. All right. You win, you move up 4-4. You lose, you go down to 4-4. This is a huge week for playoff implications. Still, the top 10 have a 30% chance or better to make it. These guys right here, Eric, Grayson, Ryan, all 30% chance. You move to me and Drew with 40 to 49. 5 through 1's pretty set in stone. We'll see what happens. But this is just based on the remaining matchups and everything. Alex with a 97% chance, Blake with a 90% chance. Absolutely wild. Unfortunately, Dylan and Jake here at 1% and 2%, which last week, Dylan, you were 1%, so you have doubled your chances. So don't forget that. Tonight, we have a major matchup that I don't want to get the teams wrong, so I'm looking it up. Tonight we are looking at Vikings-Chargers. Should be a good one. We'll see how it goes. Let's get Justin Jefferson and Addison in that end zone over and over again. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep a lookout for the recap video on Tuesday, and we'll get that watch party scheduled. Peace out, boys.